Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Today, the topic is mathematical thinking. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then we're going to have a go at a simple problem and use that to illustrate what mathematical thinking is all about. First of all of us can do this. And this does not necessarily apply just to mathematics, it applies to anything in life. It's improved by practice with reflection. So if we practice and also reflect, we can improve our mathematical thinking. It's provoked by contradiction. So we might be tackling a problem and it might contradict something that we actually thought we understood fairly well. Tension. At some stage you might be having a go at something and feeling fairly tense, only to be finally surprised. So these are all emotions you'll experience as you do mathematical thinking, as you approach a problem with that philosophy. It's supported by questioning. So you should be asking a number of questions as you tackle a problem, and we'll go through a few of those. Challenging. We need to challenge what we are exposed to. And again, reflecting on what questions we've asked and the challenges we've faced. It helps to understand yourself and the world, so aids understanding. Of yourself and the world. Bearing in mind you are also the world. Our example. In a warehouse, you obtain 20% discount, but you must pay a 15% sales tax. Which would you prefer to pay first, discount or tax? First, we need to ask questions to help us understand the problem. So we want to gain a bit of understanding of the problem or the question. And at this stage, we should be asking ourselves, how do we go about doing this? How do we go about thinking about this problem? We need to also be clear about what the question is asking. And for that, we need to do a bit of doodling. Try a few examples, specific examples. So for instance, we could start with an item priced at, let's say, £100. We need to look at the result or the outcome and pay attention to your emotions. Were you surprised about the outcome? Then you can have a go at a price of £120. Now, you might be surprised to hear that it's about writing down your calculations and your insights. So you want to think about what you're going through and write it down. It doesn't have to be an explanation, just rough bullet points or notes. And this will help you to understand your thinking skills. A question we could ask is, how does the final price depend on the order of calculating discount and tax. Right. So this is our question, our first question, or one of the questions you could be asking yourself as you go through this. So it's not about getting an answer, it's about developing your thinking. And the best approach is to tackle a simple problem, become aware of your emotions as you go through it, write down your ideas, your insights, and your emotions. As you try a number of examples, you should see a pattern. Emerging. You want to ask yourself, will the result be true for all other examples? Now, if you can answer this question, then further to that is why would the result be true? So this leads you to going a bit further in terms of not just arriving at the answer, but understanding why it's actually correct. So here are some typical examples of calculations that you could have attempted. So under the heading calculations. So you could have had a discount on £100. That's 20 £20, 20% discount. And next we want to subtract tax, 15% of 80, which is £12. Right, so a discount of on £100 is £20, which gives us £80, and then we take a 50% of £80, and our final price is £80 at £12 to give us £92. So let's write this down, 80. So at this stage, you should try to find other ways of doing the calculation. And your attempt now should be to find a calculation that shows the result is always true. Next, we want to be able to find a calculation that is independent of the price you pay when discount is subtracted and also what percentage of the original price paid when the tax is added. Oops. Now, by this stage, we can now look at the outcome, and this is how you should be articulating this. So we can write here outcome or result. So by now, we can conclude that subtracting 20% from a price is the same as paying 80% of it. So you pay just 0.8 times the price. That is 0.8 times the price. And secondly, adding 15% to a price is the same as paying 115%. So you pay 1.15 times the price. So this is in general, so we should know that this is in general. And next we'll look at a specific case. We'll use the convenient price of £100 as the original price of the item. Now, specific outcome for £100, an item priced at £100. We've got discount first. You pay 1.15 times 0.80 times £100. Tax first. You pay 0.80 times 1.15 times £100. Now, at this point, you can see clearly that the calculations are pretty much the same. And that's one of the benefits of writing down your calculations so you can reflect on it, so you can observe patterns. So here we can conclude that the order of calculations is irrelevant. And next, and maybe finally, we can write a formula. Discount first. It's 115 times 0.08 times price in pounds, whatever price it is. Tax first. 0.08 times 1.15 times the price in pounds. Now we should be doing some reflection here, and this is key to developing your mathematical thinking. Reflect on the outcome. Were you surprised by it? Was it a contradiction to what you would have learned in the past or what you thought the outcome would be? I'd like to point out also that what we've done here by selecting the price or an example of £100 and £120 as the original prices is called specializing. That's just to use examples to understand the question. You should choose examples. Choose examples that are special to the general question. Another thing I'd like to point out is sometimes you are tackling a problem and you might become stuck. So being stuck is quite common. And what I suggest you ask yourself is, if you're stuck on a problem, ask the question, can I find an example? So that would be something anyone could do instead of packing in and saying, oh, I can't tackle this problem because I don't know what to do. Just try and find an example. Try and understand the question and find an example. And when you've found an example, find out what happens in this specific case. And write down what happens so that you can actually go back and reflect on it. So if you put this in the context of a pretty complex problem, you'll have something to reflect on. You'll have a good foundation in which to continue maybe the next day, a week after, or even longer. Thanks for watching this video. I'm Alistair. Bye for now.